everyone, welcome. Finally, we're here with the video to present to you guys. I'm sorry it's taken so long, but lo and behold, we're back. It doesn't matter, and now we're just getting started. It's the holiday season. One of my favorite drinks to have during the holidays, a holiday Shiner Sheer. You better go get it. I'm making one of my favorite things to make, which is a white chicken chili. Sounds bland, sounds boring, but I tell you, it's literally none of those things. Super easy to make, and it's really good and creamy, but without using any heavy cream, which we love kind of cutting that step because we need just a little less fat. But one of the secrets is blending, which sounds really gross, but some Great Northern beans, cannellini beans, whatever you can find in the store. Sometimes they're both hard to find. But we're gonna make this all so good. Obviously, we're gonna have a little Newfoundland cheese in there, which is a better for you, lower fat cream cheese to kind of give us that cheesy, creamy taste without, again, doing too much fat. But it's super simple, all one pot, you're gonna love it. I make my chicken ahead of time, do some shredded chicken if you wanna get a rotisserie chicken, or just throw a few cutlets into boiling water. It's plain, but I promise you, these flavors will make it way better. So let's check it out, and I'm gonna show you how to make it. Let's go. All right, so we're gonna do about a tablespoon of olive oil in the pot. And now we're just gonna throw about one medium-sized onion, and I'm just gonna stir this around. So we're gonna wait for it to get kind of translucent, kind of make it a little bit softer and really bring the flavors out. And then we're gonna throw the garlic in there because we don't wanna put the garlic in now. It'll burn, no one wants burned garlic. So we'll probably watch this for about 3 to 4 minutes or until they start to look a little translucent. And then we'll throw in the garlic. All right, so we're gonna throw about 2 cloves of minced garlic in here. Now we definitely want to watch it, move it around because garlic does burn pretty quickly. I forgot to mention we're doing this at a medium heat. And then in a minute, we're going to throw the chicken broth on to the pot, and then we'll throw in the seasonings. All right, so we got that garlic in there cooking. Now we're going to take a carton of chicken broth. We're just going to throw the whole thing in here. Get that all squeezed in there. Now you always want to have like an extra maybe can of chicken broth on the side, just depending on how chicken heavy you want your white chicken chili. I do 2 cups of chicken, which we'll get to that, but there have been times that I feel like it's a little too chunky, so I want to throw a little bit of extra chicken broth in there. So just hang that on the side, but that's for later. I'm gonna throw some cumin, coriander, oregano, paprika, and some cayenne pepper in here. Throw that, and then we're gonna take 2 cans of 4 ounces of green chilies, diced green chilies. You don't have to drain that. We want all the good juices from that. Throw this as well. Gonna put it in there, and we're just gonna kind of get this to come to a boil. Once it comes to a boil, we'll have it sit at a simmer for about 15 minutes and get to the next step. All right, so we've had about 15 minutes of simmering. It's smelling really good in the kitchen. That's always a good sign. So I went ahead and drained the 2 cans of Great Northern beans / cannellini beans, whatever you can find. Drained that, and I took about a cup of the white beans, put them in a little cup, and then I took 1/4 a cup of the broth in here that had been simmering. And we're gonna take an immersion blender. If you don't have an immersion blender, you can mush it up. I don't really know, whatever you think will work, you can put it in a blender. This is just a lot easier. I'm gonna just take this, and we're just gonna blend it. All right, see we got this kind of creamy texture. Don't let it gross you out, I promise it's a lot better than it looks. So we're just gonna go in, we're gonna pour it into the pot. All right, we're just gonna kind of mix it in. Get it all blended up. Then we're gonna come over here, take the Newfoundland cheese. This whole package is going in there. Do it in little pieces so it doesn't all clump together. So I just put a little in at a time. Once that falls off, just scoop some more. Just put it in another area of the soup. And we're just gonna keep doing that until we're all the way done with this package, and it's gonna melt over the next 15 minutes. I'm gonna wait and put the other beans and the corn and all of that goodness in until this is all blended up, just because we want it to have enough room to completely blend into the creaminess of the soup. So stay tuned. All right, so we let it simmer for about 15 minutes. You'll see in here, we still have a few chunks of that Newfoundland cheese that hasn't fully melted and blended into the soup yet, but that's okay, rest assured, it will get there. I like to let it simmer for a while anyway. You know, just like really makes the house smell really good. Plus, we want the juices from the broth to kind of infuse with the corn, the beans, and eventually the chicken when we do put it in. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the rest of these beans that we had drained earlier that we didn't use and blend. We'll just throw these babies in there. And then kind of up to your discretion about how much corn you want. You could do a whole can if you like it frozen. I do about half the bag of corn. Do that. Throw that in. And we're just gonna kind of mix it in. And we're just gonna continue to let this simmer for about, I'm gonna let it go for another 15 minutes because I'm not completely dying to eat it yet. Then we'll throw that chicken in and then add the lime juice fresh. And then obviously we're gonna do a little cilantro and then top it with however you want. Avocado, sour cream, tortilla strips, Monterey Jack. It's gonna be really good. All right, we're gonna go throw this chicken in there. I wanna let it kind of soak in with the broth and all the goodness that we have been adding into this bowl. Whoops, a little spatter. Looks so delicious. It's so good, topped with a numerous amount of things. You wanna do some jalapenos? Do some jalapenos. Want some sour cream? Do some sour cream. I'm a big fan of the cilantro, some corn tortilla strips, and then obviously we're gonna do some Monterey Jack to top it off with, but it's gonna be really good and we'll show you the presentation in a minute. All right, everything looks so good. We're gonna go and spoon it, then we're gonna add those toppings into here. A little extra broth. All right, come over here. All right, so now it's time to do the toppings. I know that there's a big debate out there that cilantro tastes like soap. Unfortunately, man behind the camera is not feeling cilantro today, so we're not gonna add the soapy ingredient. We're just gonna top this off with a little bit of fresh lime juice. Throw that in there. And I'm gonna add some, I'm gonna do cheese first. Just a little bit of cheese to top it. Then we're gonna take this tri-color tortilla strips, add that in there. And I went ahead and made just half of a little quesadilla with some of this cheese and tortilla, and this is ready to serve, so enjoy.